Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. My name is Alex, and I'm joined today by Betsy, and we're doing one of my favorite styles of live streams today. We do these, I think, pretty much we try to at least every season, where we take fashion trends we're seeing from designers, from ready-to-wear garments, from stores, from runways, and we apply those looks to sewing workshop patterns. You might often think, what do I do with like looking in Vogue magazine, which I, yes, still subscribe to, or what do I do when I see something at, a store? How can I apply that to a pattern I might want to make myself instead of maybe buying it? It takes a certain eye, and as sewers, I think that's the great part about what we can do as creators is take patterns, play with them, and see what we can make and applying them to things that we like in stores or on runways. So that's what we're doing today. Today is all about spring. So we're talking about spring fashion trends, and we have a sale for you guys today. So you can, right now, even as we're going through the live stream, you can shop all of our fabrics. We are giving you guys 30% off with the code FLING, FLING, like spring fling, at checkout. So use that code and you can get 30% off all of our fabrics. And we do have some special patterns and online workshops on special sale for you as well. So you can shop any of our fabrics using that code for 30% off. I think this happened last time. Last time we did a little spring thing. It was snowing in Cleveland, so it's still snowing in Cleveland. We also, if you're in the chat and you're from Northeast Ohio, everyone in Northeast Ohio is talking about the meteor that just hit the atmosphere about 20 miles south of Cleveland, and it caused a huge supersonic boom. I was driving and I thought a building fell. Like, it was very loud. And it's all over the news. The Weather Channel has confirmed that yes, it was a meteor that hit the atmosphere very close by. So it's a very, very exciting morning here in Cleveland. So let me know if you're close by and you heard it, but that's all social media is talking about right now, at least here in Ohio. So, but I've got Betsy with me. So hello, Betsy.
Hello. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm wearing my green.
Oh my goodness, I forgot. You're right.
I
I guess I am too. I remember in school we would have to wear green or you get pinched. I wonder if they still do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I was always the one who wore the green, so I could be the pincher
Yeah,
as opposed to the
nice.
pinchee.
Mhm,
You got to think ahead. But
yep,
they probably don't really do that anymore.
yeah. We have a huge St. Patrick's Day parade in downtown
Hmm.
Cleveland. It's still happening today, even with the meteor and the snow. But it's kind of a horrible day to have a parade. But
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I think ours were all last Saturday, so they do them like the
oh,
week,
nice.
like the Saturday before.
Before.
I did not go, but I heard about them.
No, nice.
But yeah. Yeah, so even though it is 20 degrees here, it was 70. It will be 80 this weekend. So we are in spring. It's just like a whiplash of spring and winter and like a little bit of summer. So it's hard to know what to wear,
Hmm.
but it is like that time where you start getting kind of like antsy and you're like, I want something new, but I don't know what it is. So hopefully this will help you guys decide on a new piece for your wardrobe. Maybe a couple.
And I did a little fun sewing last week. I've been sewing a lot for Sew Confident projects. So today, someone asked in the chat, thank you, you liked my top. It is new. I just finished it. It's the Maison top with long sleeves. And I'm going to talk a little bit about it here in the presentation. So we have Santa Fe coming up. And every time we have an event, we always think, oh, I'll have a whole new wardrobe. I'll do some fun sewing. And we may or may not have a lot of time to do that depending on whatever's happening. But I had in my mind, I was like, I have to make a shirt that matches these pants that I've been needing something to wear with. So I'm happy I did make something new for spring. So
Yeah, and like sometimes even like a couple pieces is enough to, I
mhm.
don't know, just refresh it a
Yeah,
little bit and make you feel like, oh, I've got something new.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Like it's endorphins. It makes you happy.
Exactly. You don't have to have like a whole new 12-piece
Mhm.
wardrobe. Like, just think about a couple pieces.
That's a lot of pressure. That's a
It's
lot
too
of
much
pressure.
pressure. Yeah.
So we're going to do you guys a presentation now. We're going to go through some trends that we see, and then we'll talk about how you can look at our fabrics and our patterns and how that can tie into some of your spring wardrobe and sewing refresh. So have some fun taking a look at this presentation. But again, it's all about looking at what we're seeing. I've pulled out a few trends that I'm noticing. I like to look at Women's Wear Daily. I like to look at Vogue. I like to look at Harper's Bazaar. And I actually dug quite a bit into the actual runways from the spring summer 2026 season. So even just seeing what designers are putting out there. So here are the 5 trends that I kind of pulled together from all of this. The first one is layers. You've probably been seeing this around. People are putting sweaters over the top of their jackets, over the top of their coats. When I was young, probably back in the day when I was pinching people on St. Patrick's Day in grade school, I would put my sweater around my waist. Now people are putting sweaters over their shoulders. So it's back. People are doing it a lot more. You have layers with blazers, with pants, with clutches, with billowing shirts. So you're pairing a lot of different pieces on top of the other. One trend I know Betsy and I will absolutely love this spring is pink shirts, specifically pink, but of course, shirting is in as well. So we've kind of tied in both shirting looks and specifically pink shirts, pink shirt looks. Dark denim is a trend for the season. So this also made me think of our recent and current So Confident project with the Tab Urban Pants, where we used a dark denim in one of our kits. It's the most delightful dark denim if you purchase that kit for So Confident. And if you want to join us for the Urban Tab Pant, it's still going on this March. So dark denim is in. And people think obviously of denim for jeans, but you can think of denim for jackets, for tops, for different styles of pants other than a jean-like pant. Fourth trend is anything pajama like. So this had to do with things that are very airy, very soft, very light. These pants were kind of highlighted because it highlights the sort of silk like effect to a straight leg, very normal pant. It reminds me of our Chesney pant, of our West End pant. So anything that just feels soft, that kind of has the effect of more kind of an angelic style would be the pajama like trend. And then I loved this final one. This final trend was just fresh color combos. It wasn't all about pastels. It wasn't all about pinks, yellows. It was kind of tying in things that wouldn't normally go together. So we're going to show you guys some highlights of each of these trends, along with some other things Betsy saw as well. So first up with layers. This first picture on the left is, of course, a pink shirt. This is from Chanel, but I love this pink shirt with the like brooch sort of oversized button that you see on the shirt. Brooches are also huge. I don't know if any of you watched the Oscars. I know Betsy did, and my mom did last weekend on Sunday. And the big trend for men specifically was brooches. Brooches were all over the place. So, but you're seeing it here again on the shirt. And then I love this red kind of wine colored skirt, the nude heels. So playing with silhouettes, playing with lengths of things, and kind of lengths that wouldn't normally and typically go together work with layering. In this white ensemble in the middle, you're seeing just sort of an oversized white t-shirt, but then you're pairing it with this underlayer where you have kind of a tunic length or perhaps even a scarf underneath the white shirt with some white jeans or white pants. So I love just even taking a single color like white, whatever your favorite color might be, and either using a scarf or having a longer tunic underneath that shirt. Scarves are, again, all over the place. They were last season, they've been around, but people are tying scarves on bags, around their waist, in their hair, on their wrists. So, a simple accessory like a scarf could be something you just pull out of your closet and attach somewhere, either on your body or a bag, and it could be a great way to just elevate your look. Here in the middle, we have a couple of different. I think there's another pink shirt here with a turtleneck with this wonderful green leather coat and a skirt, and I just love kind of the way this layering all ties together. And then a Stella McCartney look on the right, where you have just a baggy, loose jean, this funnel neck bomber like jackets. Funnel necks are very in this spring. It makes me think of our variations of our now jackets and ways you can just alter, simple ways to alter necklines to elevate your look. And again, a white shirt underneath that. So you have some staples, of course, with your layers. The next trend, the pink shirting. This polo Ralph Lauren look on the left, of course, it's not explicitly pink, but you get the idea with just putting pink within different versions of. Here you see stripes and you see plaids. So I love just the play with texture, with just the spacing of the stripes, how it's not all the same scale, it's not even all the same color, but your eye is still kind of attracted to the colors and the white and simplicity of the shirt and pants and what's within this look. I also love the tiny little floral clutch she's got her hand on and also in her pocket. So you might normally think of a shirt as being a white button-down shirt. We've got some great patterns for that. Some we're going to talk about a little bit later, but I immediately think of our Florence and our classic Florence, which are both on sale this week. But you can take any button-down shirt and just pair it with a nice pink, one that matches your skin tone. You know, it could be a more light pink or a more cool pink or a warm pink, but pairing that with your favorite pants, you've got some denim pants here, you've got some more neutral white wide leg pants, and you're good to go. Next up, dark denim. So seeing this a lot, mostly on pants. So if you're thinking of a jean-like pattern, we've got our getaway jeans. And as I mentioned on the far right, you're seeing me in our newest So Confident project, the urban tab pants. So we take our urban pants that have a center front seam and we make a slight variation where we lengthen this urban pant to full length. And then I add a tab detail to the pant coming out of the center front and wrapping around to the center back of the pant. We've added top stitching details, which of course make any pant just more elevated in its look. Adding these jean-like details really just made me happy making a pant like this. So you can see more pictures of this at soconfident.sewingworkshop.com and get a closer look at what the project is for this month if you're interested in joining and if you're interested in seeing what So Confident's all about. So that's the project for this month. But I also loved thinking about a darker denim for a shirt and not necessarily a jacket, but I can think, of course, of a wonderful denim now jacket or a wonderful denim Chicago jacket. But this Paul Smith shirt I thought was fantastic with this sort of offset pocket on the front, just right there for all to see. Just a great detail. You're seeing the top stitching details here in this shirt for Paul Smith, and then this Samora look. Of course, you've got denim head to toe, your Canadian tuxedo, which is totally in. And I don't know, maybe I think it might be a pink shirt underneath. So again, you've got the pink shirt trend. But any dark denim, we're going to show you guys here later some fabrics we have. But I love thinking just sort of a head to toe, either a great dark denim shirt, jacket, and or a pant with some great top stitching or contrasting top stitching details. Next up, pajama-like. So again, words to describe this would be anything that's ethereal, very soft, lightweight, very airy. I mentioned the word angelic. So I'm not really talking about that pajama look that I know we talked about and we've seen before where people are wearing what look to be kind of like pajamas out and about, like a traditional same color top with the same color bottom, a button-up shirt with a wide leg pant pajama set. This is more elevated than that. This might be your silk chiffon pants. This might be or silk georgette pants. This might be something with a little bit of sheen to it. Something with really nice drape that's really soft and light. So I've pulled out some pictures. We've got Jean Paul Gaultier here with this wonderful look where it's this like elongated funnel neck jacket with very long flared sleeves and a wide leg, very flowy pant. You're seeing this wide leg, flowy, kind of balloon like pant here in some of these looks. But again, you can keep it simple and just have your favorite straight leg pant. I think of our West ends. You can lengthen those to full length. You can keep a shorter length. We have, our Picassos kind of come in at the bottom. Our trios would be great options with or without the pocket. So we've got some more fitted pants. We've got some more wide leg pants, but anything with just really nice drape, that would be super flattering. Probably one of the most flattering pants we have is the Valencia pants. They do not have a side seam, so if you have, it just allows for that fabric to flow and drape so nicely. And the final trend here is these fresh color combos. So I just pulled out some great photos of some kind of interesting color combinations that go together, but also you might not normally think about this. This first one on the left, we've got red, a really bright red sweater with this camel shirt. I also really love the play on textures here. In the middle, Miu Miu, we have this really oversized blazer. I think of our Toulouse jacket or Toulouse, yeah, I always want to say blazer. Toulouse jacket, and you can think about doing some contrasting fabrics with the pockets, with the collar, with the sleeve, and paired with this really cute yellow dress. I think about the gardenia dress for that, and just having perhaps even like a longer gardenia dress, lengthening that. Or if you're not a dress person, the gardenia is a great pattern. It comes as a top as well, so you could just make the gardenia in a lovely cheery spring color and pair it with a more neutral pant like this camel color that you're seeing in the photo. And then these two Celine looks on the right, I just thought about yellows, blues, and reds, the complementary colors, but putting them all together. And, we're seeing a lot of light blue this spring. So these pants with Celine on the right, these kind of billowy, full, wide leg, balloon like pant, but then you have it with navy with this bright red, and then the blue shoes and the blue bag. So not being afraid to put the same color with the same color, and not being afraid to just put the complementary colors with each other and making it all work and making it all tie together. So this is a closer look at what I made last week. This is an outfit that I wanted to put together for Santa Fe. So I went to my favorite spot in Cleveland. Shout out to the Cleveland Arcade, which was an old shopping mall. There used to be many stores in here, but now it's turned into a hotel, an event venue. There are still some restaurants and hair salons and nail salons and things in the arcade, but it's not quite as bustling as it used to be, but still beautiful. People are honestly in there mostly to take pictures. So usually when I'm in there taking pictures, there's probably 4 other people in there taking pictures also. So I have made my Maison top, which was already one of my favorite t-shirts. I love a knit t-shirt, but I have chosen to lengthen the sleeve on the Maison. So the Maison is a drop shoulder top. So the sleeves are traditionally on the pattern very wide. They will kind of, the sleeve would traditionally fall about where my elbow is, but I chose to create a sleeve that narrowed at the bottom. So I found a long sleeve top where I liked the length. I measured that length, and then I also measured the circumference of my sleeve to make sure my sleeve wasn't too wide at my wrist. I measured that length and lengthened my sleeve according to that. So if there's a t-shirt you love, don't forget you can always measure and figure out what lengths of either the sleeve or the actual full length of the t-shirt is. measure that and adjust your pattern from there. And we do not have this fabric anymore. It has sat in my stash for a couple of years. I know a few of you have made tops. I know I've seen some of you at So Kansas with this fabric, but I loved it. It's like a fruit basket fabric. It's perfect for spring. We have some fabrics that I'm going to show you that are very much like this fabric and can still tie into some looks that I think you guys will love. So I've made the maison in this long sleeve in this fun fruit basket knit fabric, and then I've paired it with my favorite trio pants. So the trio pants are another one of our favorite pants. You can make it with or without this pocket that you see on the right. There have been some variations where I know people have made it without the pocket. You truly just leave off the pocket piece. You don't have to have the zipper unless you just want there to be something decorative. There is also an option for a button closure, but the trio is just a wonderful pant that is kind of fitted at the waist. It has an elastic closure where it's flat on the front of the pant, but the elastic gathers around the back of the pant. And you can make the trios, they can sit kind of at your ankle, or they can be a little bit longer, but not too long, we suggest. So these have become my favorite pants of the season. So this is a fun spring make if you're looking for something fairly quick and, you know, finding two fabrics that you think contrast and go really well together that match your colors that you love. It's a great thought for the season.
Alex, what fabric did you use on those pants?
This is the cotton lyocell twill. I think we have a couple colors. I have put one in the presentation. It's coming up in a little bit, but yeah, I don't think we have this burnt orange anymore, but let me actually look.
It's a beautiful drape, and it's nice because it's a little bit heavier, but you still get that drape, which is great for that style of pants.
Oh yeah, for sure. So again, we don't have these exact fabrics, I'm sorry to say, but if you're looking for something similar and if you're looking for just like a punchy, bright, fun top, this viscose lycra hibiscus heaven is a wonderful knit that's similar in nature. This fabric that I used was just so easy to work with, and but I love sewing with knits. It's kind of it's my preferred fabric. So you can grab this hibiscus heaven and then you can pair it with something that's not so abruptly different, but just a simple linen pant. We have a 100% linen coral red that I think would be a great option for either the trio pants or another pant pattern of your choice. And then I have another option for you guys, which is a jersey knit. It's called Neon Lights, and it's a little bit darker by nature. And then this wool suiting pumpkin that ties in some of the orange of that knit. So this one would be a little more contrasting. You know, I'm kind of looking at the more bright oranges in this rather than thinking about the darks to pair. So I'm kind of tying in these fresh color combinations and thinking what's a more abstract color combination than just maybe a black or a dark blue that I would normally put with this jersey knit, but I thought this pumpkin was an interesting option. So a couple of different fabric show offs for you guys if you're thinking about a great knit top with a great pant.
Okay, so now we get to some inspiration that I pulled, and I am less likely to look at what the trends are as spoken by the gods of Vogue and Harper's Bazaar, although, of course, I do enjoy looking at that. When I am making something for myself, it's more that like I just look around at things I'm interested in and see what like sparks an interest. So even if it's not on the trend list, it might spark an interest for me. So I started on a deep dive with the Kennedys, and that is Alex's fault because she told me to watch the Love Story show about Carolyn Bessette Kennedy and JFK Jr., which was great.
So good.
And so then I find myself looking at 1,000 photos of Jackie Kennedy and Carolyn Bessette Kennedy. And then like you go on a rabbit hole from there. Like, where does this take you in terms of interesting looks? Um, so I found a lot of like bright whites, very clean looks, shirting fabrics, and so I wanted to take you through my little journey here. And thank you, Alex, for doing that. So the first thing that really struck me as I'm looking through all of these images is that Jackie Kennedy loved a pair of white pants. And so it, the more I saw them, the more I was like, oh, they're such a good look. And I am here to say that I think you can wear them before Memorial Day. I know that there once was a rule that you could not, but there's also like a whole winter white thing. So I think that that is out of service now. We can wear white pants whenever we darn well please. So on my left, probably your right, I don't know. We've got a vintage photo of Jackie Kennedy, and you just see like a clean black top and a clean white pair of pants. And could anything be more flattering and just striking in its simplicity? So, of course, the question is, how do we transform that into a style that we would wear? Because we don't want to copy it. We want to take that and make it our own. And Linda's already done that. Look, Linda's got her Jackie Kennedy look there. She's got the Nine Lives top in black linen with the white viscose linen, I believe, Hudson pants. And the Hudson pants are nice because although they're not obviously nearly as slim as what uh, Jackie Kennedy's wearing, they're not wide like the West End. So you do have like a little bit slimmer silhouette, but I do love that Nine Lives with the Hudson pants. It's a really flattering look. And again, black and white, like you just can't go wrong. But her white pants took me down a world of white pants. I found these white pants by Maeve, and is it just me, or do they look so much like the Picasso pants? Except, of course, with like a zip front and the elastic at the bottom. But I think they look great. I love that kind of heavier white. It almost looks like a cotton, like a heavyweight, not quite canvas, but white cotton. It's very crisp, and when you make the Picasso pants in something crisper, you do get to actually see the shape better than if it's a drapier fabric. And so you can see Erin there, and again, a black top, and then some, hers are linen striped Picasso pants, but you could put that black top with a white pair of pants, and again, you have this really clean look.
So there's a question that just came through, Betsy, about this other picture. Um,
Hmm.
what pattern would match the last top on the first set of photos? I think it's probably this, uh, more, not the yellow top, but the long
Yeah,
sleeve top.
that creamy one. We're gonna get to that. Like to me, that's the Riviera, and I've got some shots of that we can look at.
Mhm.
Because I thought that was a really beautiful piece. So let's see. So this is, oh, whoa, we went too far. Um, so this is more white pants. Again, different silhouettes. The pants on the left are kind of that carrot silhouette, which is similar to our Saltwell pants. Again, they seem to be doing like a little bit of a heavier cotton, like a more stable cotton, so it's less drapey, which allows you to see the shape a little bit. The Saltwell pants that we're showing here, I believe those are also a viscose linen, so you get a little bit more drape with them. And then, of course, we have this white on white outfit, which I found, which just looks so clean and crisp and like harkens back to Alex's pajama inspiration. And I mean, if that isn't the Eureka top and the West End pants, then,
Mhm.
what else could it be? So that could just be the easiest um, duplicate that you can make with a wonderful sweater knit or a French terry. Um, Again, just classic and clean for spring. So from white pants, we go to a not so classic white button-down shirt. So Carolyn Bessette Kennedy could really rock and often did a clean white button-down shirt, but she didn't just wear it like fully buttoned up. You know, she left it loose, she tucked it, she had interesting cuffs. So it's not just your classic shirt. We do have that option. So we did a workshop on the Florence shirt and we did a variation, which we do call the Classic Florence. It's got a wonderful placket. You can see that that Erin is wearing. It's hers is in, I think it was a rayon challis. So it's got a wonderful drape to it. So if you don't like the stiffness of, say, like a white shirting fabric, go with a rayon, go with something that has the drape to it. Um, I love the Florence because I think it fits really well in the shoulders and like the top of the bodice. And then the classic pattern, it gets big and has some interesting tucks at the bottom, so it's almost tunic-like. But this classic Florence variation takes away the tucks and really makes it a nice everyday shirt that you can wear with anything. Um, then I saw this lady on Pinterest, and I thought that was such an interesting version of like a white cotton shirt. You can see that crazy like fold over placket down the front, and it's got buttons to the side, and then the giant pocket on the other side. And of course, she's accessorized it really in an interesting manner with her jewelry and her glasses. But it again brought me back to the Florence shirts and the draped Florence variation that we made, which is also a workshop. And we did do that out of white cotton shirting. It's got a little pinstripe, but you can see that it does have like that kind of over the side fold, our drape, and then it has that really interesting collar. So it was just kind of funny to come across this one white shirt, which I really liked online, and then realize, oh, like we have that kind of similar look already that we can make. So I'm all about the classic or the not so classic white shirt. Let's see. Here's some more options there. You've got Jackie Kennedy with her signature headscarf in just like a knit white shirt. So not everything has to be white button-down shirting. You can take that clean classic look and make it out of a knit. I was thinking the splice shirt. Now, I think in that image it is a viscose linen, but you could do it out of a French terry. You could do it out of a nice stable cotton knit if you wanted something like a little bit more casual. And again, Linda here she is her own Jackie Kennedy with her clean white shirt and black pants. It's a look that works.
Is it Linda Lee or Jackie Kennedy? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I know. It's like hard to tell, and like great glasses. Who knew? So kind of on a different note, I came across, and I'm guessing this is what you were asking about, this beautiful like creamy linen shirt that has a drape over the side. And I thought, oh gosh, that looks so much like the Riviera shirt. The original Riviera has that fold over front, but it also has like a collar and stand, so it's a little bit more sharp in a way. But we did a workshop called the Riviera Pullover, and you can see an image of that to the side. And that I think has like the softer lines that I think the inspiration image shows because it doesn't have the sharp collar and stand. We did like just the stand on the collar. And then it's just like the soft drape over the side. And we made it out of a beautiful rayon fabric, so you get that nice drape, but you could certainly do it out of a soft linen and I think get a very similar look. We also have, although it is not shown, the block printed Riviera workshop, and that does have kind of a similar fold over drape, and I think it has long sleeves too. So if you preferred the long sleeves, you could kind of use that as your base. But I thought that was really beautiful. Also, that oatmeal with that kind of nutmeg brown is a really nice,
Mhm.
calming combination. So, other things that I just kept seeing, they just kept popping up, were wide leg side wrap pants. Um, the Anthropologie image with the white on white, again, it kind of harkens back to your pajama look, Alex.
Mhm.
It's kind of ethereal and light and airy. And I don't know what those pants are made of, but I do like their drape and they just seem really clean. But I also saw them, as you can see, in kind of a taupey linen. That's a little bit of a different look. It's got a double wrap in a way. And then the one with the bow I thought was kind of a fun take on it.
Mhm.
And luckily, we have our Sullivan pants pattern, which we released last fall, and that well, it's essentially this. It is right in line with this look, which again, I kept seeing in all different places. It just kept popping up. Um, and the Sullivan pants, that is made out of, I think that's a rayon. So again, you get the drape. We do have a similar pocket to that Anthropologie look. You can't really see it in the picture. And then it has some really nice welt pockets on the back. So coming off of that, I was trying to think of like what would you wear together? Because we often get questions about like what to wear with the Sullivan pants because it has that kind of higher up wrap detail. And I really like the idea of like a structural shirt with it, a sculptural shirt, I should say. And that was something that also kind of kept popping up. I'd see it in magazines and, Anthropology and all over the place. So I wanted to pull out a couple shirts that like maybe you would wear with a wider leg pant or this side wrap Sullivan pants. Um, the first one is actually like a longer version of our gardenia shirt. So the nice thing about it is it's super flattering because it has a little tie at the waist, which you can tie as much or as little as you want. So it does give you like a little bit of waist there. And then you've got kind of the wider shoulders because of that. And so it's a very flattering garment. Um, while the one we show is kind of all, hip length, I guess longer than hip length. You can see the length in the pattern in the shirt that Linda's wearing, but that could very easily be lengthened. We do actually have a dress version in the pattern, but you could go somewhere in between.
I love thinking of just a simple gardenia like that, just a simple black top. I think we've made most of them in prints or bright colors, but
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh man, you could actually wear that with everything
mhm.
if you had it in black or this dark brown. Yeah, just pop it on with anything. Um, and then the drapey shirt, that kind of brown drapey shirt, I mean that to me is the Zane, which is actually what I'm wearing today. But instead of it being chopped like our Zane is, it is all looks like one piece. And you could do that like if you took out the seam allowances and made it one pattern. If you didn't like the seams down the front, you could make that happen. And that again is another really flattering look because the drape really draws your eye down and kind of lengthens your body. So some other tops that you could wear with like these wider pants, these side wrap pants, the Noto tee if you wanted something just really simple. I think that works. Like what I'm looking for here is shirts that offset the proportion. So you have quite a large proportion on the bottom, and these like thinner but sculptural shirts kind of offset that. So you still have interest, but it's not like so oversized on top and bottom. So the no-toe tee is a really great slim t-shirt that you could pair with it. I mean, you could also do the ET, whatever your preferred t-shirt is. You don't have to get too fancy with it. And then I saw this lovely blue shirt, which reminds me very much of our contour top, but I think it is in a cotton shirting, which is an interesting idea. I don't believe we have tried that yet. I'm sure we will eventually. But the contour top again, it's got this interesting sculptural look that I think works well with the pants. And then whenever I'm looking for inspiration, it's not just like the outfits themselves that I'm thinking like, "Ooh, I wanna duplicate that." I also just have like a list of like things I wanna try, and not even like necessarily on that same garment shape, but maybe with something else, who knows where it will come up. But I do have some techniques that I kind of struck me, and I thought, oh, well, I'd like to give that a go. The first one is the maison top, which we talked about earlier, and they've done this really interesting, like open cut polka dot like print for
Mhm.
for lack of a better word. So like reverse applique polka dots, and if you have a knit, it'd be easy enough to do. You just kind of stencil them on and cut them out. Pop it over a camisole or a t-shirt, and I think that's a really interesting, fun look. That particular shirt looks a lot like the maison top, so if you really wanted to go for that particular look, I think you can make it happen easily. I saw a lot of shirts with back button plackets that could actually open and close, and it was kind of interesting. I love this neon stripe. It's like a little surprise. And it looks like they've got a little bit on the cuff, and if it were me putting that in there, I would also probably do it on the undercollar or collar stand just for another pop of color. But our Florence shirt, again, back to the Florence. It has like a faux placket down the back, which you can kind of see in this picture. I couldn't get a picture where you could see it super well, but it does have this yoke and this faux placket down the back. So, you know, how hard would it be to make it like a placket that you could open and just have like this little surprise in the back of your ensemble? Other techniques that I just kind of have in my I wonder if this would work folder. Maybe I could try it someday. On the left, again, going back to like a not so classic white shirt, is this beautiful white. It looks like rayon. It could be silk, probably a silk shirt with lovely pleats under the yoke. Um, Now, this shirt has a long sleeve and the cottage shirt does not, but it does have that kind of similar yoke on the back, and I think it would be easy enough, I say that not having tried it, um, to adjust that bottom back piece so that you could do these really kind of deep pleats on the back. And I think, in a silk, in a rayon, it's going to be a beautiful drape. It's going to be super flattering. And it's going to feel great because you're going to have all of this air kind of flowing through you. Another interesting technique that I think would be fun is this zipper up the side seam on this black shirt. Um, Again, it is all design. I'm guessing that that zipper has no bearing on that shirt and like no usefulness. It's not probably functional, but it's a really interesting, pretty detail. So what you could do really, like for instance with the Sicily blouse, is just put that up the side seam. And if you wanted to lengthen the blouse, you could. If you wanted to curve out the hem so it's more of like that curvy shirt tail hem, that would be easy enough as well. So just some new ideas that I kind of put in my techniques to try folder. I just kind of keep them around, and then whenever I'm feeling adventurous, I bring them out.
Love it. That's a good idea to have a folder, whether it's digital or physical or like something to keep track of all the new things. I think about Samantha maybe a year or so ago. She had printed out something we have on our blog called, I think, the Sewing Planner. It's just a one page PDF that you can print directly from our blog for free. And it can help you write out, what the project is that you're thinking. You can print a picture of whatever it is that's inspiring you, write down how much fabric you need, write down what notions you need. So whatever it is for you that helps you keep these ideas organized. So hopefully this presentation gets you guys going. But here is the code for our spring fabric sale that we have for you guys this week. So you can use the code FLING at checkout to shop 30% off all of our fabrics, not just the ones we are about to show you or we've talked about. So just go to sewingworkshop.com and shop any of our fabrics and put that code in at checkout. Please be responsible for putting that code in yourself and applying that code. If you need help, we do have a help section at the bottom of our website on how to use discount codes and gift cards. So just apply that at checkout and it will get you 30% off once that code is applied. So happy fabric shopping. We have some fabrics we're going to show you here just on the screen based on the presentation. And Betsy, this is all of the wonderful whites for shirts and everything else.
Yeah, so we just got some new shipment of linen in, and we had some really beautiful ivories and ecru fabrics, and they're kind of like a medium weight linen, so you can wear them for bottoms, but you can also wear them for tops. Our viscose linen is a fabric that we generally do keep in all the time because we like it so much. How many colors we have varies, but we do have, I think, two actually white shades. This is egret. The viscose linen is lovely because it has more of like a heavy drape because of the viscose, and it doesn't wrinkle quite as much as the linen because it's that combination. The linen poly shy stripe is a very subtle white and gray stripe fabric, which would be beautiful in a shirt. You know, in case you're not into just like solid white, that gives you like a little bit of a print. Going back to pink shirting, we of course have some really good pink options for you. From the very light pink, we've got it's a cotton double gauze. It's cotton candy pink. This is like light as a feather, super soft, beautiful as a top, beautiful as a very light jacket. I mean, I wish I could like give everyone a swatch to feel because it is actually really soft and lovely. If you want something a little bit more stable, a little bit sharper, perhaps, the cotton broadcloth is going to do that for you. That is more like a classic shirting. So like when you press it, you're going to get a beautiful crisp press as opposed to the cotton gauze, which is lofty. So it's more drapey and it's looser. The cotton light watermelon tweed, that is like a medium weight cotton, almost like a quilting cotton, but like a little bit nicer. It's got a nicer hand. And so it's going to be heavier than the broadcloth. It is also suitable for like pants because it is a little bit heavier, and of course shirts. And we can't talk about cotton, and we certainly can't talk about pink without mentioning our Liberty Tanalan, and this is the Shirley Smith print in pink. So again, if you're just not feeling a solid, there is always a print to be had. Alex mentioned dark denim, and we actually just recently got in a great shipment of chambrays and denims. I will say that the dark denim urban pants that she showed her picture, we do have those kits back in stock. They are available. If you want that dark denim, but you don't want to make the urban pants, you don't have to. You can still get that kit and you can make whatever you want out of that fabric. So keep that in mind if you're thinking, I want getaway jeans or I want, I don't know, Valencia pants. You make whatever you want with it. But that beautiful denim is back in stock as the kit. These fabrics are lighter weight. They're a chambray. So we're thinking shirts, perhaps loose pants like the Weston pants, but they are a lighter weight, so you're not going to use them in like I think like a getaway jean because you need like a thicker bottom weight. Um, but again, make a Florence, make a cottage. You can do your button-down shirt in one of these dark or light chambrays, and that is always a good look. Again, pair them with white pants. Clean, classic,
Mhm.
can't go wrong.
And these were just some fresh color combos that I was searching for on the website. So pairing kind of a fun off the cuff print with a sort of not as natural look for a color. But we have this wonderful soft jersey knit in a tiny cherry print, and it would just make a great simple swing tee, a great t-shirt, anything long sleeve, short sleeve, doesn't really matter, honestly. But then pairing it with a nice green denim. I think earlier in the presentation we're seeing a lot of like pinks with greens, hot pink with dark green. There's I think a hunter green, a darker green for a denim, especially for a pant, would be just a fun neutral to pair with any kind of fun whimsical top. So this jersey knit in cherries and the stretch denim hunter green I thought was a great pairing to go together. And then we just got this fabric in. This is a desert floral jersey knit. And this would be again another great knit top option. And this cotton lyocell twill in sky blue. This fabric would be very similar to the trio pants fabric that I used in making my spring ensemble. So really great drape, really great sheen, and just a nice bright color. Brings me back to that look we saw with Celine, where they were wearing the light blue pants, and we're just again seeing a lot of light blue pants for spring 2026. So just a really fun option for a fun knit top. And another fresh color combo consideration, this cotton lawn in a red floral. So grab this sort of print option in these whimsical rose floral motifs, and then our favorite slub stretch cotton fabric. This is a yellow and white gingham, so I'm pulling in the bright yellows that are small, but you can see from the red floral cotton lawn. And this cotton slub stretch we've used for a number of our pants, Picasso's, trios. They're our favorite. They travel so well, this stretch gingham. So we have, I think, a couple colorways still, but particularly this yellow and white is just fantastic, and of course perfect for spring. And then I have another pairing, a lightweight plaid linen. And then I'm going out on a limb here, but we got some new canthas in we're going to talk about in a few weeks in a live stream. But this orange peel cantha is, you're seeing kind of both sides of the cantha fabric here in this picture. And so you can think about making a fun plaid linen, either I think like a longer tunic, like the Berwick Street tunic or the San Diego tunic, or even something like a dress. Make the gardenia dress and then make something like a chateau coat in a cantha, as sort of a longer layer option for spring. So those are some fresh color combos for you guys, just highlighting some new and some maybe often overlooked fabrics. So we do have our spring trends sale. So if you go to our website and click on the word sale, you will see 15% off certain patterns and online workshops. So some of the patterns we talked about today and some of the online workshops we talked about today, those are on sale at 15% off. But again, we have our fabrics on sale at 30% off, and that's just all of our fabrics. So I'll share my screen here in a minute if I need to, but Betsy, there was a question for you about the sizes of patterns you make. So do you make things in an extra small? You seem to have a similar build to this person, so how do you structure your pattern work?
Yeah, so I generally start with the extra small. I am about 5 foot and a bit, so I'm pretty short. Yeah, so everything starts at extra small. Shirts, I then kind of measure to see if I need to shorten in the body, and of course pants. I generally always have to shorten extra small or not. And the only other thing that I will sometimes do is if it's like the cottage shirt or something that's quite oversized, I tend to take it in a little bit in the body, in the width, just because it is loose fitting, but on me it is kind of like extra loose fitting, like it's a little bit wider than I go for. We do have somewhere on the website, there is like a little $5 tutorial, if you will, about patterns that I tend to go to. So for petite size, just because they fit me really well. There are a number of patterns that I don't have to do much to, like the Florence fits me really well in the shoulders. The Picassos fit me really well without like much haggling on pattern work. It is generally just lengthening and shortening. So.
Yeah, it's called Patterns for Petite Frames, and I'm linking it in the chat. All right, so let me share my screen and I will show you guys the sale and how it all works this week. But here is the sale category. So it's under the sale icon here at the top. And these are just the highlighted patterns from our presentation that are kind of mixed in. So we have the Florence, both as digital and print, as well as the classic Florence shirt online workshop and the draped Florence shirt online workshop. So these are both great video resources for you if you actually want to learn how to make these versions of the Florence. I would highly recommend getting them. That's the only way you're actually going to learn how to make the classic Florence. It's the only way you're going to learn how to make the draped Florence is through the video workshop. We give you all of the pattern details. There is some pattern work, of course, that goes in to changing the original Florence pattern and making these variations. So grab those online workshops. Those are 15% off.
Actually, they're 30% off.
Oh, sorry.
I was feeling generous
There we
for
go.
our spring fling. So the workshops this week are 30% off.
Got it. Okay. 30% off the workshop. So another online workshop is the gardenia dress and blouse. So if you want a video resource on making the gardenia blouse or dress, grab this workshop, again showing you step by step in video form how to make the gardenia. And we have the gardenia dress and blouse. It's a great double pattern as a PDF and printed pattern. My pattern that I used for my outfit that I'm wearing and you saw pictures of, that's the Mason top. And we have that as a double pattern in both print and digital. And we do have the Mason top online workshop. So this, again, I'm a broken record here, but it's a video workshop where it step by step tells you how to make the Mason top. The only difference here is, of course, you're making the Mason top pattern as is. So my variation has it made with long sleeves, which you can do on your own in your own pattern work. So then you will see the Riviera shirt as a digital pattern, and we have this variation of the Riviera if you want to make a short sleeve version and some different elements to it that were changed from the original pattern. That's another video resource. The trio pants is a digital pattern that we released last year out of the vault, and we do have a download PDF tutorial for you guys on the trio pants. So that's a lengthy PDF presentation on how to make the trio pants, as well as access to 2 Zoom Q&A recordings where we go through a lot of the questions and details in making the trio pants. And then we have some kits that are on super sale for you guys. So Riviera pullover kit, that is 50% off, as well as our Sullivan pants kits that are on sale. Those are 30% off, those kit colorways. And then our Sullivan pants pattern that was new last year is on sale. So you can shop those things. If you're shopping fabrics, that just means you can go to our fabric section. You can browse and look at all of our fabrics. Like for instance, if I really wanted this hibiscus to make a Mason top out of with long sleeves, and you can match me almost. Then I would come here and I would search this fabric, and I want, let's say, 2.5 yards. Um, let's see, I think that one might not have the FX at the end. Let
I
me go to
know it's
another
because
one.
it was
Sorry,
a
darn.
it's because it was a redone. Let me fix it right now. I was like, oh no.
Let's do this brand new
Okay.
desert flora. So I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna make the mace on top. I might want 2.5 yards, and for some reason I'm not seeing the half yard. All my options aren't
Go
working.
back to hibiscus.
Okay, we're going back
It's
to
working.
hibiscus.
If you reload it, it is working.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so I want 2.5 yards. I'm going to get enough half yards to add up to 2.5 yards. I'm going to add this to my bag, and I'm going to see this in my bag. And here is where we go to our website to redeem our coupon code. So the coupon code for this week is FLING. I'm going to type in FLING there under this coupon code section. I'm going to click the word apply, and then I'm going to see that coupon discount be applied. So that is where you insert your discount code, the word FLING, click apply, and then see that discount applied, and then you'll see your total reflected there. So then you can proceed to all the rest of your checkout details and pay, all of that. So that's how the fabric sale works this week for you guys. So happy shopping, happy fabric shopping. And let me see if there are any more questions. What year of So Confident is the classic Florence? That was the pattern remake year. I want to say 2023.
I think so. I feel like that was 2023. Maybe.
All right. Well, happy spring, everyone. It's snowing like crazy here. So we will see you next week from Santa Fe. So looking forward to seeing any of you that are coming to Santa Fe. You know, a lot of us leave this weekend, and the event starts Sunday. So next week on our live stream, I think you guys are going to get just a sneak peek on what Santa Fe is like. And so we'll see you live from New Mexico next week. Thanks, Betsy. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.